In this video, we are customizing the Showit website template, which you can find on my shop page, the Sophie Beauty template. So we're going to use this template for a wedding designer that I'm currently working on. So these are the pages of the Sophie template. So this is the About page section that we're going to customize using the client's own branding and fonts. So let's go. So what we want to do here is design or use the design on the left in here and make this About page look like the design on the left. So the first thing we want to do is to change this color and pick the lighter color. And this one, change the text into About, and I'm just gonna copy fonts or copy text over there, from there, and then adjust text as I go. And we're just gonna change those. About, just gonna change the text there as well. And oops, make sure that that background is locked so I can grab things. And now I'm just going to copy those. So basically it's just copy pasting everything. This one is, so if I don't talk much, I'm just concentrated with what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is fit the text. I'm gonna make sure it fits everything. And this one, I should have a button here, which I'm just gonna add in there. So I'm just gonna do work with me. There you go, and then we don't need that, and then we're just going to remove those. The next thing now that we are going to do is change this image over here into, okay, so there it is. It is a portrait size. Now that looks good. Oopsie, I have moved the line somewhere. That's okay, we don't need the line. So now we're just going to paste this. Expertise. What happens if I use, no, I don't want the capital letters, so I'm just gonna use something like this, and probably D, it's too big. And as you can see, this one would have to be 20, and yep, the peach color, perhaps 35. So as you can see here, I'm just copy pasting the text, everything, and moving things and changing the sizes of the text. So as you can see, that's the benefit of having a template. You don't need to build the design from scratch. I love working on templates, especially that I design those templates, so which means the package includes the template already when I work on your website. And just gonna do that. I think I'm gonna keep this size as script font, and just going to copy everything, make those a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit bigger, and maybe make that a little bit bigger as well. And there we go. And then the experience, just going to copy the text and then change the images after. So that's what I love about working on Showit using a template. So now that's a bit too big, so what I'm gonna do here, supposed to delete the book now, so I'm just gonna change 20 call to actions there. Just gonna paste it here. Work with me or something, or book a call. There's another one. Oh, where did it paste? So when I duplicate elements, I just kind of like copy them like with a Command C and then Command V to paste them somewhere I want them to be. And then I click on the element that I want to change, for example, and select the photo that I want to use for that section. So as you can see, this one is going to be changed into this, for example, and it keeps its size or the shape because that's been pre-built. I mean, it's just changing the photos and you get to keep the size, something like that. So now what sets us apart, I will need to remove this and keep this in one section, but let's see if I can make this work like this. What sets us apart? Sometimes with this kind of design we can, I'm just gonna remove that, and I don't need that button. I'm just gonna copy this so you can see how easy it is to customize a template. This is what I want you to see firsthand so you don't miss out on how good the platform offers in terms of building your own site. It gives you that flexibility that you need. So right now I think I am gonna keep it like that. It looks nice actually. And then that is missing here. This one has to be changed into this color, and yeah, that one has to be black or gray. And now that's more like the design. I change that into this uppercase, maybe a bit big. There is just this part where it says your wedding should feel like, and I'm just gonna type that, or maybe just copy it because I don't have time to, I don't feel like typing out. So, and then just gonna copy everything in here. And then I'm just going to duplicate this section. I don't know why. And I'm gonna duplicate that to make the text a little bit bigger, which is probably 9, and then something like this. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate that again to put something in there, like your wedding shoot. Now, that looks more like it. And that is, I'm just gonna change that image into the photo, like in the design. So, where is that photo? There we go. And I'm just gonna remove the background, and I remove this. Maybe I can change that with this. As you can see, I have changed kind of like that image, and this one I want this to be that color, but then soft version. So now, as you can see, what we could do here is bring that up. Kind of like that. So the flow kind of like has that continuity effect. So I love that kind of effect in Showit, that continuity effect, like overlapping designs, overlapping elements. Everything can still be adjusted. So for example, this one, you could use something like this, but I think I prefer this side, this one, for that photo. I love designing in Showit. It's like, it's super fun. I think I like that. So yeah, we could just keep that in the middle actually. And then keep this one over here. Expand this. So now we're just missing one new section in here for the values section. So we're going to add the values section, and I'm gonna add a background image in here, which is the floral graphic, as you can see, and make that into 700, probably 700 pixel, if that's gonna work. And now I'm going to add 3 images, and we're gonna pull up those graphics and reset, and I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. I'm just gonna make it smaller, so Command C, Command V to duplicate, Command C, Command V to duplicate, and then swap the rest for different images. So that is what I did there, and make sure they are aligned and centered, and then add headings. So now I'm just gonna add subheading over here, and we're just gonna create this. So now it is creativity. Did I do it right? Then Command C, Command V to duplicate, Command C, Command V to duplicate. So if you have Mac, you can do Command, but if you have a non-Mac laptop, then you could use Control. Client centered. And then the next one is authentic. And now I'm just gonna add those paragraph. Did I add it somewhere? Yep, there we go, and make that centered, and just copy paste it. And here we go. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is tidy this up. So this one is going to have going to have, how do I change boldness? I'm just gonna try, oops, just to make sure that's bold, and that's bold, that's bold. And then I'm just gonna tidy them up by making sure they're centered, maybe a little bit higher. And then this one has to be distributed. Okay, that looks good. And now it's time to look how easy it is. Like, I've done the customization in 15 minutes. If you want to do your website and you want it budget friendly, I highly recommend customizing a Showit template and then work it out on how you would like to customize it. So I'm making these tutorials so you can customize your own template, and this is just how I want to empower other women to handle their, or to design their own websites the fun way. So I'm really having fun here, and of course I want you to have fun as well. For the call to action, because we're not designing again, we're just gonna pull up something from the same homepage. So as you can see, what I did in here is in here and about, click in here, and then it says add from library, and it will show the main page that you are at the moment. And then we're just gonna grab the section under the homepage, which is this one, and then just add it there. It just adds there, and all I need to do is change the background, for example. In the design here it's not changed, but I just want to use a different image, and same message and all, and the call to action is still there. So lovely. So that's done, and now I'm going to show you quickly how to adjust the mobile design part. So now we're just going to tidy up the mobile version, the mobile design. So I'm just gonna pull this up. So we're gonna make it look like that. And then at the end, and this one is, okay, it's a bit long and all, but we're gonna make it work, don't you worry. So this one we're gonna make it smaller as well, so 25 or perhaps 30, and make sure they're all aligned again, centered and aligned. So I'm just gonna highlight every element in here to align them in here, align, and make sure it's centered, maybe not centered. This one has to be locked so I don't end up. Okay, so now that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit higher. Maybe we'll make the name smaller just so I can expand. Maybe it's too small. Keep it that way. And here, maybe I'm gonna make that even smaller. So, okay. I think that looks good. So about Shona, and then expertise and services, work with me. So basically this is where the not so fun begins, because it's like designing for a different screen, but this is also fun. What is this? It should be this peach color with 20. And just, as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just putting things in order, really. I could put that one, where was this one before? Maybe you could put something like that, and then why choose us? I could put that one first, or the image first perhaps. And then put that one in here, why choose us, and then with over 15 years, this one is, why is the color not the same as the desktop? Okay, so it's this, so basically with over. I'm just gonna make sure that the sentence is done correctly. Just gonna make sure that it's a bit. So it's so important if you're doing the mobile version. It's the readability of text, and you have to leave a lot of room for the elements to breathe. So that is important. What sets us apart? There's just a little bit of, why are there spaces in these sentences? The experience, I think this one should be at least 80. It's a bit dark, so as you can see, it looks good. Just going to, I think I like to keep this one like that color for mobile. What was the color in desktop? I might keep that one as white as well, because I love it. And this one probably this color to kind of like soften it a little bit. It's a bit harsh using the black one, so I think that's good. Again, if the design is always flexible. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do that a bit, and now we're almost done, because we are already on this section, what sets us apart, and then we just make sure that this is centered. There's just something wrong with the spacing of the text, maybe because I just copied from the design, and I don't know, okay, now it looks good. It looks good like that, but then when it's centered, something is wrong. I'm not sure if it's just okay. So just be creative for everything that is a little bit annoying, but it's, again, adjusting the design like this is way better than adjusting it on WordPress. Trust me on that when I say that, because I have had experience with WordPress that took 2 to 3 times longer than it should. So if you're a busy entrepreneur, busy business owner, you want to do things quite quick because you're saving time. You'd rather spend that time to bring in more customers, do sales, and instead of dwelling on a platform that gives you so much pain and hard work, so much yeah, so it's just saying it's not really worth it. So if you have to spend so much time, I think I don't want those kind of, so you can see there's spaces and gaps again, so that is something that you will also fix. So there's just one thing left to do, and I think that looks good. And again, the first time you kind of like do these things, it takes review again for you to see if you're happy with the design, and then yeah. So right now, what I'm gonna do is group them together. See, this is new in Showit. When I started with Showit, you cannot group elements. Now you can, which is so fun even. So when you do in mobile, it should be easier to find them because they're grouped together. Yes, but they're not necessarily centered together. I don't know why, but I'm gonna show you why. So I'm just gonna expand my screen in here so we can see side by side now. So what I'm gonna do in here is make sure that everything's centered. So I'm gonna ungroup them first, and with this one, make sure that the centeredness is applicable. Merge using desktop. So now I'm going to merge using desktop again to make sure that if it's centered on the desktop, it's also centered on the mobile. So I'm just checking if everything is all right. So now that looks good. So what I'm gonna do here is just tidy them up, put in the center, centered, and now I'm just going to expand more. And these ones are not grouped on the mobile. Oh, I know why, because I haven't grouped them. So that one, yep. First one is grouped. So what I'm gonna do is kind of, so if I expand this, for example, I am only expanding it like this. So now, there you go. I think that's the benefit of grouping elements together so nothing gets lost. So you can maintain everything, and then you can just draw something and still kind of like, okay, I will ungroup them and then group them again once it's all, and then I'm just gonna center, and then group. It's been grouped, centered. The only thing here is that this one, the size of the image is 210 by 210, so I'm gonna make sure this one is also 210 by 210. Oops, sorry, 210 by 210. So it's the same size as the other one. So now I am going to center it as well. Perfect, that looks good. And now I'm going to ungroup these again and change the size to 210 by 210. That's basically the size of the graphic. It's a square graphic, and make sure that the graphic is in the center here, and then the title authentic is over here, and make sure this one is also. Now I can group them again and keep them centered. There we go. As you can see. And with spacing, I'm just gonna add the spacing, and there you go. I think it is still a bit too, kind of like still, the spacing is still too much, so we're just going to change that again into this. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, that is done. Look at that, it took me half an hour to customize one page. It may take you longer, but again, I have the experience to do this, so it may take longer with you, so just take your patience. And thanks for tuning in, and if you like this template, feel free to check it out on shop.styledwebdesign.co.nz, and the name of this template is called Sophie. See you!